Wall Street continues to freak out as small retail investors are blowing up the market by actually participating in it in a way that Wall Street firms don't like. They're actually taking on big hedge funds, and it's awesome. So now the most recent results from this is that Melvin Capital, who bet heavily against GameStop in the shorts market, no, I don't mean actual shorts, but as in short stock, is actually getting ready to declare bankruptcy. So this is after they were given 2 massive injections of billions of dollars. In total, the markets have lost over $70 billion. Wow. Now, as a result of this, you had a lot of trading apps, TD Ameritrade, Robinhood, and others that have decided to restrict trading. And as a result of that, of course, there is a class action lawsuit being levied at this because it turns out that people don't like being screwed over. Why are they stopping regular people from being able to, actually use the tools of the market to do legitimate trades? These are not against the law. Legitimate trades against these short stock sellers, or these holders of short stocks, and the people that are betting against this market. Why are you stopping them but allowing everyone else, these bigger firms, to trade? That's the problem here. Melvin got Melvin. I'll get to that. So now, this, of course, shows how scared they are of regular people actually getting into their little rigged game. See, we have actually figured out the game. People over on Reddit, I love them. They have figured out that, hey, you know what we can do? We can actually affect the market, and we can affect the market in a very big way. And so, well, here's what they've done. Here's what they're saying. Quote, individual investors looking to make trades have faced multiple issues on trading sites and apps over recent days, as these apps, of course, have shut down trades to places like GameStop, Nokia, and AMC, as well as others. Even Blockbuster was trading high. Crazy. Melvin Capital just lost its shorts. Yes, true. The frenzy over GameStop has led to TD, Ameritrade, Robinhood, and others to restrict new purchases of particular stocks. Among others, it's also led to the Wall Street Bets subreddit getting temporarily locked, as well as a Discord server being shut down for violating their terms of service. What are the terms of service? Well, they come out and they say, well, we found a lot of hate speech here. Hate speech? Hate speech. Not the thing that now they're suddenly in the news for, right? The doing all the trades and disrupting Wall Street. Not that, but hate speech. We know what that is. Come on. We know what they're doing. And of course, I think they're really against people manipulating the stock market the same way that these big companies do. Now, you also have NASDAQ CEO Adina Friedman telling CNBC on Wednesday that the exchange monitors social media chatter and will halt trading if they match the chatter with what they call unusual activity in a stock, or, of course, small-time investors actually getting in and buying these stocks. But they've actually figured out buy low and sell high. And this is why the market is having a complete and utter meltdown. In fact, I want to show you a video here, and this is fun. This is from Stuart Varney's show on Fox Business. Take a look.
Should the SEC, the authorities, should they step in? And if so, what can they do?
I got a great idea. Ban social networks to talk about buying short stocks. Right? That's their next move, right? They do it for conservatives. That's how ridiculous it is. Now, there is a new class of investor now with these retail guys and gals that are now banding together. They're going to have to relook at how things are, because all of the rules, Stuart, I have the licenses to prove it, are written to protect grandma and the little guy, right? And now grandma and the little guy have all banded together into a big group, and they've done this to the stocks. They're going to have to take a look at these rules to make sure that there isn't anybody. There will be somebody left holding the bag this time. But they're going to have to relook at that and how they can make sure this doesn't happen to this extreme again.
Yes, let's all take advice from the cow guy. I mean, cows were likely hurt in the making of that jacket. I cannot lie. That's what looks like it. Wow. This is Fox Business. That's like, and I looked it up. That guy's like, it's like it's a shtick. What in the world? But okay. Substantive point. The guy's an idiot. Okay, but that's not a substantive point. But still, I had to say it. But okay, let's talk about the rules, right? He says, well, I mean, I got the receipts. The rules are there to protect the little guy. The little guy. You got to protect the little guy. What do you mean? What do you mean the little guy? The little guy is the one you're stopping from making these trades. Remember, these people are going in and they're buying the stock. And guess what? They're holding onto the stock. They're not turning around and selling it and shorting it like you guys are. And the reason, of course, they do that is, again, they can make a lot of money because when you do short sales, you're basically borrowing that stock from somebody else and saying that I'm going to go and return it to you later after I sell it. But I'm going to sell it, and then I'm going to get more money from it by buying it back at a lower price than I sold it for, and then return that stock to the person who would lent it out to me. And so that's why these companies are flipping their shit, because when you drive the stock price higher, you end up having to buy it back after you've sold it lower for much higher. That's why Melvin has eaten its shorts. Okay? I mean, that's exactly what happened. And so the little guys are actually making sure that GameStop survives, because GameStop has not been doing very well. Not only as a result of the pandemic, which, yes, they've been hurt like many other businesses in the pandemic, but also their brick and mortar store was just kind of like, it was kind of outdated. It was kind of older. And it was one of those things where it just wasn't going to last unless they had major business changes, which maybe now, at least they've got a new lease on life. They might be able to actually do that. Whether or not they take their newfound fortune and actually try to invest it in their long-term business health, well, that's another story. But the thing is that these short sellers, the fact that GameStop was the most shorted stock, basically on the stock exchange, shows that it was very likely to go down and go down very soon, which means filing for bankruptcy, restructuring. A lot of people would lose their jobs. A lot of the employees would lose their jobs. Again, GameStop employees go through enough as it is. I've done reports on that. They don't need to also lose what little jobs they have and what few jobs there are. And so these people from Reddit, these Reddit shit posters, they stepped up, and they stepped up in a really big way to protect those jobs and to protect this company from being picked apart by, the Bain Capitals of the world, the vultures that come in like Mitt Romney and go and pick the corpses of these businesses when they're pretty close to death. And that's probably what would have happened here. And so, hey, and guess what? These short sellers, these hedge funds would have made a lot of money with that happening, with all those people losing their jobs. And guess what? An investment firm, vulture capital firm, like Bain Capital, would have also done that. And guess what? These people on Reddit actually ended up making a lot of money too. And to stick it to the billionaires, they absolutely did stick it to the billionaires, and that's why it's fantastic. That's why I absolutely love it. So now I want to read a comment here from one of the little guys, right? So this is Justin Speak, who's a pastor in California, and basically they're a single career household, and he invested some money into GameStop, and he ended up actually making, and it's probably more now if he didn't get rid of the stock, but he had made originally about $1,700 off GameStop stocks in the past week. He described a sense of frustration about how well those in the financial sector have done since the financial crisis of 2008, which is absolutely true. Here's what he said, quote, "There's a catharsis to actually making money off their pain a little bit." Just a little bit. A little bit of money off their pain. Good stuff. His wife, of course, put it much more bluntly, quote, "Eat the rich." Oh, who does not love Mrs. Speak. I absolutely do. And look, and let's be honest, you know the video that I showed you from Fox Business, right? I went to the YouTube section, into the YouTube comment section, and it turns out a lot of right-wingers also hate the rich as much as we do. Weird, as progressives. Now what sucks is that, unfortunately, right-wingers don't really want to do the same policy prescriptions as the rest of us. You know, we want to do more regulation of the market. Conservatives tend to do more deregulation because they think, quote unquote, free market. Well, we see how free the market is. It's not free at all. No, it's controlled by the companies, by the corporations, and God damn it, we need to do some regulation to stop the companies from being able to do whatever the hell they want. And so there's all that, right? And so, yes, while they're right on the problems, they never seem to have the same solutions, the solutions that would actually do something to make the playing field a little bit more fair. Nonetheless, this is awesome what they're doing. It's awesome that, you know, the markets that these people, these Redditors, are, you know, showing up the billionaires and beating them at their own game. I am here for it all day long. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.